learners, welcome to EasyElimu Learning Simplified. My name is Teacher Jonathan and this is Mathematics for Grade 4. And before we tackle our lesson for today on volume, how to identify cubes and cuboids, I would like to pose a question for you. How do we work out volume of cubes and cuboid? How do we work out volume of cubes and cuboid? And I would like us, we pair in two. Let us pair into two and then identify or observe this block that I have here. Class, this is a shape. This is a shape of a cube. And before we identify it further, I would like us, we ask ourselves questions. This looks like a what? How does it look like? And what resembles this that we have come across? For example, in our homes, our moms and our elder sisters, when they go to market or when they are cooking, they normally use Rico cubes. Do Rico cubes resemble this? So this is an example of a cube. It is just a resemblance of a cube. And before we go further, I would like us to observe the following. One, this is a side of a cube. This is a side. This is one side of a cube. This is another side. This is also another side. So these sides, we call them faces. These sides, we call them faces. I'm repeating. This is a side of a cube or a box. Let me use just a box. A box has one side, another side, another side, another side, the top side, and the rear side. And for it to be a cube, all sides are equal. In other words, a cube is made up of 6 square boxes or faces. 6 square faces. This side and this side are equal. So it is made up of 6 faces which are made of squares. Now, I've said this. One side, this side you can see. This other side you can see. This side, and this one, and the one at the bottom. We call them faces. Now, where a face and another face meet at the meeting point, for example, we have this side and this side. They meet at this angle or at this point. The top side and this side, they meet here. Where the faces are meeting, we call it an edge. Where the faces are meeting, we call it an edge. We have identified 2 features. The face, and where the faces are meeting, we call it an edge. Learners, now I would like us also, we concentrate further on what we have learned here. Now, what else in our groups resembles this? This is well known. Now, can you tell us? Yes, we'll start with Tom. What else looks like this? We have square boxes. Yes, boxes that are used to pack milk and other things. Some of them are in square form, so we call them cube. We have also seen a Rico cube that is used by our mom to add flavor to our food. It is in the form of this cube. And we say for it to be called a cube, all faces are in square form, or they have equal measurement. The length from here to this side, from here to this side, to this side, downwards, they are all equal. It is a square shapes that have been brought together, 6 of them, to form this cube. Are we together, learners? Good. Now, we have said cube. We have mentioned the following. We have said a cube. A cube is made up of space a bit, 6 faces. 6 faces. And where the faces meet, we call it edge. I've said edge is where faces meet. Where faces meet. Where the faces meet, we call it an edge. Where the faces meet, we call it an edge. Now, what is this face? Face is the side of a cube. Face is the side of a cube. Is the side of a cube. One side, we call it face. Many of them, we call them faces. And in our case here now, we have 6 faces. We have 6 faces. So we have identified an edge, face, and a cube. And we have said a cube is made up of 6 square faces. And when these faces join together, we call it an edge. And you have helped me to identify other objects that resemble this. One of them being like a cube, square boxes. They have this shape. Also with me, I have another object here, but of different now shape from this one. Now, can we identify the difference between this and this one? Can we try to look and observe what is the difference? What is the difference? And I will start with Jen. What is the difference? This one or 2 opposite sides are longer than the other one. That is very correct, Jen. This side is a bit longer than this one. Going down, this is also shorter. This other one is longer. Now, this also shape, because we have other objects with the same shape, we call this one a cuboid. A cuboid. The first one was a cube, but now this other one, it's a bit longer. It's a bit longer. 2 sides are longer than the other one. Now, the top one is a rectangle, because we say a rectangle has length and width. 2 opposite sides are longer than the other one. That is a rectangle. So the top one is a rectangle. This one is a shorter rectangle. This is also a rectangle. Another rectangle, the rear and the bottom are also rectangle. So a cuboid is also made up of rectangle. It is made up of rectangles. A cuboid is made up of 6 rectangles. Unlike the first one, we said a cube is made up of 6 faces, and the faces were in square form. They were squares. The cube is made up of 6 faces which are in square form. The same, a cuboid is made up of 6 rectangles. All the faces of the cuboid are in rectangle form. So they are how many? They are 6. The faces of the cuboid are in rectangle form. Remember, the faces, the edge, they remain the same. We have this is a face, this is a face, this is also another face. Where they meet, we have called it an edge. An edge. Now, learners, I would like to pose a question for us. Can we identify these objects or other objects that we know they are of the same shape? And we start with the cuboid. We had mentioned this one. So for the cuboid, John, can you tell us any other object you've seen that resembles this one? Yes, a milk box. Box that is used to pack milk. Some of them are in rectangular form, so they are in cuboid forms. That is very correct. Even this one is a duster I'm using, but if you look at it, it is almost, even though it is not flat at the top, but it is almost like this one, because it has, this one is longer than this one is shorter than this one, and all the same. This is also forming almost resembling this one. That is very correct. It is in form of a cuboid. Now, let us note this. The space that a cuboid or a cube occupies. The space that either this is a cube, or a cuboid occupies is called volume. The space that is occupied by a cube or a cuboid is called volume. I'm repeating, the space occupied by a cube or a cuboid is called volume. Space occupied by a cube or a cuboid is called volume. A space occupied by a cube or a cuboid is called volume. A space occupied by a cube or a cuboid is called volume. Learners, that is how we identify cubes and cuboid. First, we have said, as you identify a cube, make sure it is made up of 6 faces, and the faces are equal in length. The length from the top to the bottom is also the same from this corner to the other corner. All sides are the same. In other words, it is made up of 6 square faces. 6 square faces. The first square face, the second square face, the third square face, the fourth one, the fifth one, and the bottom one is the 6th square face. That is a cube. A cuboid, it is also made up of 6 faces, but the faces are in a rectangular form. The faces are in rectangular form. Learners, you've given me an example of a record cube. The smallest cube of a record as a shape of a cube. We have also mentioned the milk box bearing the shape of a cuboid. Even the duster the teacher is using, it is also in the shape of a cuboid. Now, this is a task for us to undertake. A task for us to undertake. Draw a cube and a cuboid. Draw a cube and a cuboid. That is our task for today. Draw a cube and a cuboid. You are drawing those two, a cube and a cuboid. Draw them. We have them with us. Try to draw them. That is our task for today. And remember this, when you go home, ask your parents, your guardians, and your elder brothers and sisters to help you identify other objects that are found in our homes that bear the shape of a cube or a cuboid, and make sure you list them. Kindly identify objects that are found at our homes which bear the shape of a cube and of a cuboid. Let us meet again for the next lesson.